Did the boutique guitar and bass bubble burst? Did the boutique guitar and bass bubble burst at the same time as the boutique pedal bubble burst? It's a lot of bubbles and a lot of bursting. Yep, today I'm going to be looking at this and talking about why the boutique market is as strong as it used to be and what this potentially means for musicians. But first, this guy. Hi, it's Andy from the future. Before I jump right into the video today, I've got a huge favour to ask. If you enjoyed the video, you found it informative, helpful, entertaining, anything like that, could you be so kind as to drop a like on the video? Leave a comment and say hi. YouTube is really competitive right now, and all the little free things such as likes, comments, anything like that, it really helps the channel out. Thank you so much. Back to the video. So I found this article on Ultimate Guitar the other day and it got me thinking about boutique stuff in general. So I'm going to be talking about boutique stuff today and why I think it doesn't do as well these days as it used to. This is just my opinion. If you disagree or have got something to add, please jump in the comments and let me know. 2024 has brought some swift changes to the guitar gear market as used prices have plummeted and inventory has increased significantly. We've already seen a burst of the boutique pedal market as smaller companies closed up shop, reduced activity and prices came down on the used market dramatically as well. It all brings to question whether the same burst has happened or is about to happen for the high end of the guitar and bass market as well. You're probably asking yourself, why does this matter? Well, it matters for a few reasons, as there are several smaller independent builders who may see their businesses decline or peter out altogether. Likewise, for bargain hunters, this might be a prime time to scoop up a deal on the used or second-hand market, or potentially from smaller builders directly who need to move stock. Moreover, it's a good way to check the pulse of the current guitar landscape right before the holiday season. So, why are boutique builders, guitars, basses, pedals and all the rest of it having such a hard time of it? Well, doing business is hard. It really is. I mean, take pedal builders for example, right? Boutique pedals generally cost more than regular off-the-shelf pedals. I think we can all agree on that. And I mean, that's you know, it's not unreasonable. It's for a few reasons. I mean, for a start, boutique pedals, and I suppose this applies to, you know, boutique guitars and stuff. I mean, to make boutique stuff, I'm saying the word boutique so much, but to make boutique stuff, it's more time consuming, it's crafted. I mean, the pedals, for example, are usually put together by hand and built using the highest quality components, and this takes time, and obviously money for the components. I mean, I'm pretty sure, right, that the Boss DS1 that you've got on your board or in the cupboard or wherever, or something similar, probably only costs Boss about $20 to make. But boutique builders don't have the purchasing power that the bigger brands do. I can guarantee you, right, if you go and buy 10 geranium transistors, you're going to be paying more per transistor than a mega factory that's buying them by the pallet load. And it's the same for enclosures and stuff and, you know, decorating the enclosures. I mean, the profit margins on well-made, high-quality effects pedals are not that great. And even when you feel like you're being horribly overcharged for them. But I really do feel bad for boutique builders. I mean, it seems like such a cool job, you know, just sitting at your bench all day doing a bit of soldering and listening to the radio. It's the dream. But then once you've got a pile of shiny new boutique pedals made, you have to sell them. And that's where it gets hard. You need to spend on advertising, you need to be on social media all the time, and you're competing with all the established brands that are already out there. I mean, look at Josh Scott from JHS. I mean, how can you compete with Josh? I mean, the JHS pedals are great pedals. He's a funny guy, he's very relatable, he's very likable. He's got a huge YouTube channel with a lot of reach. I mean, I know it's taken him years to build up that business and everything, but how do you compete with that? Where do you start? I mean, Josh Scott made a pedal that wasn't even built. It was in kit form. You have to build it yourself, and he cannot get those kits fast enough. You try buying a Not-A-Clon clone. But then you've got brands like Boss, Strymon, Wampler, Electro Harmonics, You've got the resale market on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. It's a jungle out there if you're a business. So let's face it, right? The only way you are going to sell any great number of pedals, if you're a boutique dude, is if somebody famous uses your pedal. I mean, you get Joe Bonamassa or John Mayer using one of your pedals, then you've pretty much got it made. But I don't think they're going to move away from their Clons and TS10s and stuff. So, I mean, boutique guys really, really do have all my sympathy. They really do. It's a cutthroat business. And I mean, even if like a pedal maker or a guitar maker or a bass maker is just like, making like the best pedal, or it's getting the word out there. I mean, there's so many makers these days. So, yeah, but it goes for guitars and basses as well. I mean, you've got the parts to buy. I mean, if you are using the best woods and the best electronics and, everything, it's going to be expensive, just like for the pedals. And then you've got the time and the effort, like handcrafting that stuff, sanding and planing and cutting. I mean, not to mention the time, blood, sweat, tears and money that you put in learning how to make guitars and basses in the first place. Boutique builder, you have all my respect and sympathy. But the thing is, right, I'm not a professional musician. I mean, I see some of these guitars on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and I mean, they are works of art. They are gorgeous, gorgeous guitars. And I'm like, how did they even make that? I mean, these guys create masterpieces. I'm like, damn, that's a nice guitar. But then I'm like, can I justify spending $5,000 on that guitar? I'm like, no, I can't. So anyway, back to the bubble. What does it mean to burst a bubble? I'm not going to dive into the economic jargon, though I'm sure some economists will surely pop in the comments section and let us all know how wrong I am. But the burst essentially means a sudden downspin in valuation, sales and market growth. Think of the pandemic in 2020 and how it inflated prices and demand for gear, outpaced production. There was rapid inflation in the value of goods above the normal levels and a nearly equally rapid deflation in the value back to normal levels. This led to a temporary boom to many businesses, both gear builders as well as guitar vendors and retailers. Used gear sales supplemented the dip in production from factory shutdowns and parts shortages, breathing constant life into the market. Many smaller builders were selling gear as fast as they could build it. Now that's halted and the demand is diminished, and many builders are left with slower sales and consumers who won't rush to pay premium prices. That is bubble bursting, which in guitar marketplaces is not nearly as dramatic as, say, like when the housing bubble burst in 2008 in the United States. So again, it's key to remember the consequences aren't as dire. I know a lot of folks have been talking about this for years now. So what does it mean for guitarists or bassists? Quite frankly, it means a return to a more normal market, or at least the market many of us considered normal prior to 2020. There's plenty of guitar stock, both used and new, available, which limits competition and leads to smaller vendors having to offer gear at as low a price as possible. Even accounting for inflation, the price gouging of the pandemic has come and gone. So if you want to buy a new guitar, now is certainly not a bad time to do so, especially if you want to support local businesses or small builders who may be hurting. However, I do not believe that the bubble has completely burst. I think it's close, but demand is still there to keep many luthiers and smaller brands in business. In fact, there's been a swell in the new import brands joining the scene. So as much as the guitar pedal bubble has burst, I'm reluctant to say the same for the guitar and bass market. So there you go. Let me know what you honestly jump in the comments. I mean, personally, I think it's a great time as a customer, to be buying guitars and gear. I mean, I've had some real bargains recently. I think if I was a pedal builder or a guitar builder, I'd probably be feeling it. So, I mean, I would always say, if you can, support these guys, help them out. They're not charity cases, and, you're paying money for a good quality product, and, always consider a boutique or, something hand-built. You'll feel good about yourself. But then again, I know people would just rather stick with the tried and tested brands. Let me know which you are in the comments. Do you think that boutique stuff's too expensive and not worth it? Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. I used to stream every Wednesday and Saturday, but for the time being, I'm only going to be streaming on a Wednesday, 9 p.m. UK time. Pop along, hang out in the chat and everything. It's quite good fun. Nice little community going there. Anyway, till next time, thanks again. Take it easy. Peace out.